What is going on? Welcome to the Crypto Injured live stream as we get started. If you guys are new, appreciate if you guys hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification as you come in. If you guys are really watching, I do appreciate it. The sound is working. That was a quick sound test if you guys heard that. So let's kind of see what's going on. Bitcoin gold is continuing to make a new all-time high today. I bought silver. I believe gold can still outperform silver, but I bought silver because it was a safer trade. It's down from the all-time highs, whereas gold is making new all-time highs. So I wanted to buy something at a premium, a discount from the all-time high. So I did buy about 36 shares of silver today, give or take a little bit, depending on what the order initially was. I did that through my Roth IRA. But anyways, with that being said, let's go over and see what Bitcoin is doing, and we'll dive into the rest of the market. I currently do have 2 trades open right now, and we can get into that if we have time. But overall, I do reserve some of that for my trading group. If you guys want to join the trading group on Discord, where I post Bitcoin and all concepts every single day of the year, link to join that is on YouTube, or I believe it's also on TikTok. But if you are watching on YouTube, you can go to the watermark bottom right-hand corner of the screen, and then you can see my trading group. It's on Discord, and then when you join the Patreon, I'll send you the link. So I'm gonna it says, okay, it says successfully reconnected. I don't know what happened there. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over and look at the crypto fear or greed index. And then we're going to go right now. Let's go over and look at that. The crypto fear and greed index is currently coming in at 47. We're neutral on the crypto fear and greed index. So anytime this gets 10 or lower, or even close to 10, I want to buy more Bitcoin. I'm still DCing every single week or every 2 weeks at most. But if you go below 10, I said this, we got down to 10. We didn't go below 10. If we got below 10, I would go really heavy into Bitcoin. I'd buy even more than average. But it's something I like to look at. If we get into extreme greed, then that's when I would start to at least sell some of my Bitcoin. But for right now, we're at 47. So really, it's no man's land. And I'm just watching it every few days or every day, especially when I do live streams, to see what's going on in this aspect. When you get really close to 90 or really close to 10, then I watch it every day, even if I don't go live. But anyways, that's kind of what we got going on. So nothing really to look at in that department. But Bitcoin right now is up 1% in the last 5 hours or so, which isn't anything crazy, but it is up 1%. So that is something to look at. So kind of what's going on? So let me start on the monthly time frame, and we can kind of break down our time frames from there. So the monthly time frame for Bitcoin, well, we are oversold on the monthly time frame. So that suggests that we very much on the monthly time frame can get a bounce. Let me zoom in here again. On the weekly time frame, we are also getting a bounce on the stock RSI. That's a very good sign for the bulls. Let me clear something up over here. I don't know what is going on this computer. But yeah, to me right now, Bitcoin looks good to me. On the weekly time frame also looks bullish to me. The 3-day time frame is overbought. That is extended. The 4-day time frame is also overbought as well. So something to take note of, that the higher time frames are getting extended. 4 days overbought. 5 days not quite overbought. Neither is the weekly. So again, those time frames still look good to me. The 12-hour time frame was in this bull flag here, and to me the 12-hour time frame has not hit the measure move. That would be around 95 to 96,000, 95,800, $95,900. Yes, you overbought on the stock RSI, but it still has more upside based on just the measure move alone. So measure move, if you want to be, say 96K, but overall, you have not hit the measure move yet on the 12-hour time frame. If I jump down to the 8-hour time frame, 8-hour time frame right now, again, same situation. This is really good here. 8-hour time frame got above the 200. That was at $86,100. I believe that happened today. Now, the next target I would be looking for, because the 8 hours above the 200, then I would look for a gap up to the 200-day moving average on the 12-hour time frame. Right now, that would be coming in at $90,900. If you break the 200-day moving average to the upside on Bitcoin, really then you could be looking for, well, you're already above the daily is at 88K. So then you'd be looking for, I would presume the 2-day, depending on where that's at. Where's the 2-day coming in at? Somewhere I have to find the 2-day. But to me, Bitcoin right now, it's looking pretty good for a move to the upside based on the 8-hour time frame. So I'd be looking for the 12-hour, 200-day moving average now to be the next stop for Bitcoin. Some of this is a little bit confusing, so I'm going to clean this chart up just a little bit. By the way, if you guys have a request for other altcoins, let me know and I'll look at them. But for right now, that's kind of what I see going on. I see a move coming to the upside for Bitcoin based on moving averages alone. But you have to understand we are definitely getting extended here on some of these time frames, like the daily, 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, and now almost 5-day is getting overbought. But just because we're getting overbought on the higher time frames doesn't mean I don't see a move coming to the upside still. So really, I still, even though we are getting extended on some of these time frames, the weekly is still oversold, the monthly is still very oversold. So, and the smaller time frames, like 4 hour and less, look like they are flagging out for more of a move to the upside. So, just because we're extending on these time frames doesn't mean I'm calling top. This is not financial advice. I am personally just saying that you have to be aware of these situations. So, if you just look at the 15-minute time frame alone, and you don't look at any other information, I see a bull flag here with a very likely bigger move higher. So to me, Bitcoin right now has a possible measure move of $89,800, $89,900. But to me, I see this as a falling wedge, or you could even say it's a bull pennant. I see this as a bull pennant with a measure move of at least 89.6, 89.9. And that's what I see going on. You aren't ready to pump yet. The 15-minute time frame is overbought. I would expect the RSI to come down a little bit more. The 33-minute time frame usually also needs to get oversold. 1 hour still is more gas. So I would wait for the half hour and the 15 to get oversold sometime in the next 4 to 6 hours. And when that happens, you could look for a pump sometime tomorrow, market open on Tuesday. So to me, Bitcoin still looks bullish, but you might have to fill out this flag a little bit more, come to the bottom of the pattern, go to the top and come to the bottom. Do that at 1 or 2 more times. And sometime Tuesday, again, I see a pump. Sometime Tuesday or Wednesday, I see a move coming to around $89,000 or maybe even $90,000. We'll see what happens. If I was going to enter this trade, I would be putting my stop loss below this last local wick here, 86.9 or even 87K. That's just a valid trade setup that I just gave you. A stop below 86.9 and take profit around 89.6 or slightly higher. So that's a decent trade in my opinion. But again, I would wait to enter this long setup on Bitcoin until the 15 and half hour are oversold. And that could take anywhere to 6 hours or less. So, I mean, to me, that's what I see going on. I see a long for Bitcoin. I gave a long for Bitcoin here earlier in my trading group, around 10:30 p.m. before I entered the live stream. And it was, it was before that. I gave this at 9 p.m. Central Time 2 hours ago. I said I see a long going to 89.2 on Bitcoin, and you basically got that. Actually, that's quite crazy. You did that move on Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. I see another move coming for Bitcoin, but again, even though it's at the top of the pattern, I'd be surprised if you hit 90K or even 89.9 before tomorrow market open. But that's what I see going on. I see more of a move coming to the upside for Bitcoin, but you have to be aware some of the higher time frames, like the daily, 2-day, 3-day, are getting overbought. The fact that the 8-hour, 200-day moving average is above, or the fact that the 8-hour is above the 200-day moving average on Bitcoin is a good sign. That's an 86.2. And again, I would be looking for the 12-hour 200 to be the next stop for Bitcoin. And again, that's coming one more time at $90,900. That will get slightly lower most likely, but it is kind of flattening out here. So, my overall idea is that short term, I see a pump coming for Bitcoin in the next 24 hours. And even on the 12-hour time frame, even though you overbought on the RSI, I still see a bigger move coming. So I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I see more upside coming for Bitcoin in the next 12 to 24 hours. And that's where I stand with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pumps, altcoins will pump. You have to understand right now the trend is to the upside for Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I got going on. I appreciate guys the likes. It helps support the channel, and yeah. So that's what I see going on for Bitcoin is a bigger move coming to the upside. This is flagging out here on the 4-hour time frame. I gave my trading group this idea that likely sometime around here, I said it's likely that you're going to start flagging out here on Voxel. I have not updated this chart. I have not updated this flag. I drew this before it even started happening. I didn't expect it to be this accurate, but yeah. So now I see this as a falling wedge on Voxel with possibly a new measure move, a new high coming up to about 19 or 20 cents. So this is something to have on your radar. But until the 15-minute time frame and half hour start to make higher highs and higher lows, I wouldn't call a bottom just yet. Can you make this a bottom here at 6.2? Sure. But is there a reason for it to be a bottom? Not really. So to me, I'd watch this as a wait and see, in my opinion. 6-hour time frame is just getting oversold. So to me, I would still be patient here. But Voxel looks like it does want to take a move to the upside here sooner rather than later. I'm just not saying it's going to happen just yet. You might make one more low before you get a pump. But Voxel is a coin, an altcoin I would have on my radar for a possible long trade setup here in the next 24 to 48 hours. I don't think it's a buy just yet. It could be tomorrow market open and it's ready to be a buy. But for right now, I don't think it's a buy just yet. It's something, again, to have on your radar and maybe have an alert set at, 8 cents. If you break 8 cents, hey, I might take a bite at 8 cents for another look at this. But for right now, until you either break 8 cents or until you probably go down to support down here at 4 cents, it's still not a buy. I know 4 cents sounds like a long ways away, but again, it's been a very volatile coin. So Voxwell on one exchange, on Coinbase, I think it went to 18 cents. I think on Binance it did the same thing. So again, this is Binance. So I guess I only went to 50. On Coinbase, I went to 18, 17 or 18 cents, though. So that was kind of interesting. So this has been a hot token over the last 3 or 4 days, 5 days. And you have to understand, if it goes back down to 4 cents, that's still a higher low on the higher time frames because literally about 8 days ago or so, it was literally coming in around 2 to 3 cents. And then went to, 15 cents on Binance. So that was crazy. And to me, at this point, if we come down to 4 cents still, that'd still be a great place for a long. So that's not financial advice. That's just what I see going on. I don't really need to tweak this, so I'm not going to. But that's, Voxel to me looks like it could be a buy here in the next day or so. So that's just a coin I would most definitely have on your radar. Have alerts set, and I'll leave it at that. So, yeah. If you guys have requests for altcoins, let me know. We are also live on YouTube. I don't know why people don't want to watch on YouTube, but we are live on YouTube. And we have some people watching on there. 2 people watching on YouTube, 3 people. But, it's nothing crazy. So EPT was a new token on a lot of exchanges today. I believe they did a launch on Binance, on Weeks. And to me, at this point, it's been out for the last 12 hours, maybe a little bit more. And finally here, maybe it's trying to make a bottom. And again, it's just a 4-minute time frame. We'll see what happens. But to me, maybe it's making a bottom, a rounded bottom. And that would be a beautiful long here for EPT. I don't know much about it. I really don't. I'm just telling you what I see in the charts. And the charts tell me, or suggest to me at least, that we could be bottoming. Rounded bottoms are very bullish, and these look like we could get a bigger move back to the upside. So again, we'll see what happens. Initially, this came out on Binance at 18.5. It came out on my exchange. It came out on my exchange initially at 40 cents. I'm sorry, not 40 cents. Let me look. It came out on my exchange at 4 cents, just over 4 cents. It came out on Binance around 1.85 cents. So again, to me, this is a rounded bottom. Now you could roll over here, but if you continue slightly up, this is definitely a rounded bottom. And we'll see what happens. But to me, EPT, again, there's not much data to go off of. It's only been out a day. But this could be a possible long entry here. Not financial advice. I'm just showing you I might enter long. If you get back above the 200-day smooth moving average, this thicker yellow line here, I can see a possible long for EPT. We'll see what happens, but that's what, again, another one to have on your radar. It's higher risk than Voxel, in my opinion, but they're both pretty high risk. They're both pretty volatile tokens. I wouldn't do crazy leverage on either of these 3x at most, and that's just what I've been doing, and it's been okay for me. Especially Voxel's paid me really nicely over the last few days. So, yeah. Guys, I don't know. I don't see any requests. I'm going to wrap things up unless I see a altcoin request or something. I don't see anything. Yeah, on YouTube, we have no one watching, so that's kind of crazy. So anyways, with that being said, guys, I guess that's what I wanted to go over. I told you what I'm looking at. My longs right now are in one coin I wouldn't mind looking at would be Magic. I wouldn't mind so I did sell Magic earlier today. Right here on the 4-hour time frame around 28 cents. It came all the way back down to 21 cents, and now it's getting another bounce. I missed my re-entry. I'm not in it right now, but I will say the fact that the 4-hour time frame is making a higher low, I mean, to me, and above the 200-day smooth moving average, it almost screams to me that I must re-enter. 1 hour looks beautiful. I'm going to probably re-enter this trade tonight, and it looks like the most probable. Oh my gosh. Magic token just had an Adam and Eve double bottom, and I didn't see it. That's when you have a V-shaped recovery. And then you get one more bottom, which is basically a double bottom, but it's more of a rounded bottom. And then you get a move to the upside. So right now, Voxwell looks extremely ready for another bounce back to the upside. Measure move isn't too far away, but Voxwell to me looks like that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. You get two bottoms, and one's like a V-shaped recovery, one's a slightly more rounded bottom like a U. And to me, that looks like a nice. I don't talk about often because you don't see it very often, especially in the 1 hour time frame. But that's like something I have to long here. And we'll see what happens. But to me, I'd be looking for a move to the upside here on Voxwell. It's already gained the move. The 1 hour time frame suggests you could at least get up to 29.3 minimum. And we'll see what happens. But this is definitely something I would watch at this point. I talked about watching it, but at this point, you might just want to buy it. So I'd be looking for a long here on. I'm sorry, on Magic. I'd be looking for a long on Magic. So, anyways, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm gonna probably take that long when I end this stream. But Magic token looks again like a decent long. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to long that. So that's an Adam and Eve double bottom. Anyway, so that's what I see going on for Magic tokens. This is one I'd most definitely be looking for an entry in right now. Your stop loss will be below this double bottom where you have double support at 21.2, 21.1. That's kind of a long ways away. So maybe you would look for maybe you put your stop loss right there at 22.7. It's still a decent ways away. So you'd have to look for, you have to understand the 15-minute time frame and half hour are overbought. So I would be pretty cautious here, but I would still be looking at the 1 hour to be bullish, the two hour to be bullish, the 3 hour to be bullish, and the 4 hour to be bullish here. So to me, it's something again to have on the radar. Alrighty, guys. I don't see any requests for altcoins. I'm gonna get on out of here. If I don't see anything, it is what it is. My longer stream will be on Saturday anyway, so I'll see you guys over there. I hope you guys all have a great night. If you guys want to join the trading group, link to join is in the description below. And I'll see you guys in the next one on Saturday, 11 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe and have a great rest of your Monday. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I wish we got some love. Yeah, that's what we got going on. I am personally going to go take a trade on Magic right now, I think. I'm going to look at the smaller time frame to see what's going on. But Magic token does look bullish to me. And honestly, I would trade the half-hour time frame here on Magic. And I guess I will leave it at that. As long as you stay above the 200 smooth moving average here on Magic, this is an Adam and Eve double bottom. I'd be longing Magic here with the stop at probably around 21.3. So I'm going to go do that right now. Put my money where my mouth is, and it's not going to be a huge trade, but this is something I'd be watching for a long on would be Magic. So Magic looks like the best setup to me tonight, and again, it's a steep stop loss, but usually when you have steep stop losses, something isn't a massive uptrend. Usually that you don't get stopped out very often. So again, it's not that crazy. We broke even on EPT trade, I see, and we're gonna see. So I'm gonna do like $100 in this trade. $91 in this trade. I'm going to do a market open. Actually, I'm going to put my stop loss in here as well. So 0.0. I think I want 21 cents. And the leverage has to come down, I think. I think that's crazy leverage. No, it's only 3x long. I would lose $250 at that. That seems wrong. Did I put my? I did two. Oh, that's why. Okay, I gotta do 21 cents as my stop loss, $52, and then my take profit. I would just wait for the 4 hour time frame to get overbought again. So to me, right now, honestly, I don't think I'd have a take profit. You could say that this is a bull pennant here on the 4 hour time frame, and to me, I suppose you could do this. I would put my stop loss the last time the 4 hour time frame was oversold, which was literally all the way down there. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of a crazy measure move. but that suggests that Magic could really get a move up to about 43 cents. I'll put a take profit at 43 cents. My guess is I'll sell before that. Like if the 4-hour time frame gets a high overbought again, higher high below that, I would be getting out early. But that says right now I'd be risking $176 for 52. So that's a good entry. I'm going to take that trade, and I'm in the trade. So yeah, that's the trade I'm in right now. And again, if the 4-hour time frame gets overbought like 40 cents, I would just sell then. But to me, it looks very bullish for a move up. And that's the trade setup I gave you live on the stream. We'll see you in a few days if I was right or not, if I win the trade. But that's the trade I have for you guys tonight. Alrighty, guys. With that being said, guys, that's all I got. I don't know why there's no people here, but that's all I got. And I these are trades that win. I don't know why no one watches, but it's kind of sad because I know these are profitable. I know I'm making people money if they just follow what I do. Either way, that's all I got. Cheers. Have a great night. By the way, the trend is your friend right now. And the trend is up for Magic. So again, it only makes sense to long it, and then when you overbought, you can take profits. But that's all I got. Cheers. Have a great night. And again, the trend is your friend until the end. Adios, amigos. Have a great night. I'll see you guys in the next live stream Saturday at 11 p.m. I'll see you guys then.